Do you guys need a new question?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I'll listen. I'm wireless. It's new technology these kids are using. It's
I think
crazy.
for $10 you can ask a question to the show and we work them in. So here it is. I'm talking to someone I work with. We just started being friends. I like her. I really want to fuck her, but she's in this state of not wanting to fuck anyone. What's the right approach? Currently, I've just been trying to talk to her as much as possible. Sex and stuff isn't much of a discussion with her. She's pretty open about stuff like that, but I know that's not an invitation because I know her friends. So I told her I don't think we should talk about stuff like that if we're just trying to be friends, but it comes up every now and then. I still don't want to believe that's just because she is flirting or talking about sex that she wants to fuck me. Am I doing the right thing? So he has saucy conversations with this coworker. He wants to have sex with her, but she doesn't want to have sex with anyone. What do we think?
She told him that, didn't she?
Right?
Oh, he found an honest woman? Oh, shit. No, she doesn't want to have sex with you, and she finds it fun to fuck with you. That's what's happening.
You have found yourself in the friend zone.
No, it's worse. Friend zone is different. Friend zone is like, I need a guy around who can operate jumper cables. You're a fucking giggle puppet. You're like one of those things you squeeze at a desk to entertain. You're a fiddle spinner.
That's high school shit.
She thinks it's silly to titillate you and watch you dance like a bitch. That's what's happening right now.
Wow.
She very few women are ever going to are like, okay, maybe she's not asexual, right? She's having dirty conversations with you. She's not interested in sex with you, and she told you she's not interested in sex, and then she titillates you to watch you be like, oh, if only, maybe there's something I could do that would make her like me, instead of like finding go find one of the billion women who want to fuck and are open about it and not wanting to use you like one of those squeezy dolls.
Yeah, you exist to pump up her ego. So she drops you crumbs here and there, and you dance like a puppet for her, but her legs are closed, bro.
If when you're a kid, you're in high school, junior high, whatever it is, you are gonna that is gonna happen to you. And it's going to be tragic. You're going to fucking adore a girl. She doesn't want anything to do it. You're going to try so hard. Everything she says, you're going to interpret that. Maybe that means something. I'm going to keep pursuing it. And it's just going to end in heartbreak and tragedy. If he's at work and this is a coworker, dude, you're way too old to fall into this thing where you think that if you keep trying and, well, she's talking sex stuff, so move on. Actually, move on to some other girl in the office, an ugly girl. Fuck the shit out of her in front of her. Let her know and go, and she'll be like, oh, why did he fuck her? I'm so much prettier. Make her feel bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. You are her simp.
Yeah.
Just get a new job. Yes. Leave.
I saw that green text. I didn't want to use that word, but that's exactly what I was thinking too. I saw a green text the other day, and this guy's talking about like he used to be out of shape, and like he didn't shave and had acne, but he like got all that in order. Started working out at the gym. Now he's like, all of a sudden, I'm like a 7 out of 10 Chad. He's like, then this cute girl that never would have spoken to me before came over. I could tell that she was like a little bit nervous to talk to me, but she touched my shoulder and said, maybe we should talk outside the gym. I looked her straight in the face and said, I'm not into trans girls. She awkwardly said, he goes, she awkwardly says, I'm not trans, and then walks away trying to hide the fact that she's shattered. He's like, am I there, bros?
God, that's a funny pose.
And then he woke up.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a story, but it's hilarious. It's hilariously funny.
Yeah, it's a great joke. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, like that would be the most shattering thing you could say.
Yeah.
Totally gonna use that.
Unless she said, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. You always hear
she is trans.
You always hear what's the worst he could say, or what's the worst she could say? No.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, there's like 30 things off the top of my head that are worse than no.
I don't go out with trans girls.
How does ew suit you?
Yeah, I don't go out with trans girls. You haven't seen my cock yet.
That would have been a good retort.
That would have been
come back.
Response from her. Yeah.
But of course, you never think of those things until it's like 2:00 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's a George Costanza moment. Yeah.
Jerk store. Oh, I love that one.
What's the difference?
Riley?
You're the all-time bestseller. And it's just like,
The jerk store called. They're all out of you. Oh, it's the greatest.
Can I do the next one? I'm excited about it.
Let's go.
Relationship advice, please. My 27-year-old wife is 12 weeks pregnant. First pregnancy.
Oh, a math
She's been
problem.
extremely nauseous and vomiting for the last 10 weeks. We're not expecting this to go away anytime soon. So far, she's lost 15 pounds and gone from 127 to 112. Prescribed medications have not helped. I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. Our sex life has gone AWOL. Before the pregnancy, we had sex 3 to 5 times a week, and I feel selfish. I want some pussy so bad, but I don't know how to approach the issue. At this rate, she still has 6 months of pregnancy, followed by more time of recovery before we can even start regularly fucking again. To stack onto this, I find myself jacking off to pregnant porn because I find it very hot. Should I get used to jerking off every day for the next year? Or should I just start bending her over and sending it when I'm horny?
all right,
With her
so,
being really sick and clearly not enjoying it, which is kind of a turnoff for me. Any advice would be great.
so
I think this guy's on the right. Let me take this. You're on the right path, my friend. This is really all about you, right? I get that your wife is going through this pregnancy. She's lost 15 pounds when she should be gaining it, because of the baby and the pregnancy. But our primary focus is on you getting your rocks off. That's what matters here. So bend her over and send it. That's the position of the show, I assume, right?
Not necessarily.
See, I was confused. I thought she was still too fat.
I thought he was
No.
Anthony,
Anthony, he said 27. She's too old.
Damn.
and
they still fertile at 27?
this is actually a very, very common problem. And it's funny because women in the pregnant stages can either go like hate sex or really get ridiculously needy for sex. And unfortunately, he went the other road. And I would speak to your doctor because there could be something in her diet or something she's not doing. I don't know if she's taking Materna or something like that could help her with the sickness. B, you're just gonna have to get that platinum membership to Brazzers and just deal with it. Because I mean, you could do the bend her over and go for it and stuff, but it's much more fun if she wants to do it. And she's going to say yes because she's a wife and she'll probably do it reluctantly and stuff like that. But when you have someone who, if you're being with a horny pregnant woman, there's probably very few things on the planet that is hotter than that. So if you can get through the health issues and talk to your doctor, talk to your physician, and see if there's some way she can get through this sickness. And with some luck, she'll get to the horny pregnant stage, and that is insane. She will not get off you.
If you could get her into, there's a little subreddit I want to direct you to. It's HUCOW, who cows. Now these are men who like the idea of usually pregnant women because they actually do lactate, but they usually dress them up like cows, right?
Oh,
like
Christ.
like lots of Holstein print, okay, and maybe and they'll put them in like an animal stall, right, with hay and stuff, like a whole scene, right? And sometimes they'll clean them up, and they'll tell the actress or whatever, like, look like you do not want to be here, and so she does. And then they hook up like an industrial cow milker to her. And I guess the fantasy is some man has like kidnapped her and impregnated her. And now he's like in a milker, like, and turned her into a who cow. And it's wild. So maybe you could get your wife into something like that. I bet you could both bond over that. And you deserve my bad advice because you fucked up in the beginning and you broke 2 of the cardinal sins. You got married and then you had a child. So you're 0 for 2, bro. Like I guarantee your third choice down this path will not be a good one either.
She's losing weight. She's throwing up. She's pregnant for another 6 months. Hey, creep, leave her alone and let her gestate your fucking child for another 6 months. Jack it. Wait till she's done. And if you're afraid she's too skinny, after she has that kid, I don't think being too skinny is a problem, statistically speaking. I think, after
women
a while,
gain
you'll
way
be
too much weight
wishing for
pregnancy.
that 120.
We were talking to our friend the other day. He works, he delivers babies for a living. and he was
A
telling us.
stork?
Yeah.
Fine. I like it.
Yeah. And he said that like most American women especially are like way overweight during their pregnancies, that they're gaining way too much weight, and that like it's always been like this body positivity thing because like you know, women used to get shamed for gaining 8 pounds. And we're like, we need some speed to thin you up, girl, and one of those vibrating leather jigglers. Get in the jiggler and take your pills.
It'll help the child.
Shake the baby. That's
shaken baby syndrome in utero. That's
and somehow we've come so far the other way that
where they used to be housewives in heels all day while they're pregnant, right? So it's like,
like you need a caloric surplus, but maybe the caloric surplus isn't literally doubling your calorie intake for 9 whole months. Just saying, because and his point was, and anyone who like didn't like my initial take, the whole reason for this was to stop destroying women's vaginas with these fat babies, because he said it's just a mess down there these days because they're giving birth to these 9-10 pound behemoth American babies that have been in utero getting supersized, eating fucking burgers and shit.
Never thought of that. Yeah, they're eating like shit food. It's going to the baby. They're coming out like friggin' oven stuffer roasters. Yeah.
And let me give him one, as a dad, let me give him one hint of advice. I know it's romantic in the delivery room and everything, but do not look below the waist when that kid comes out, because it will screw up your head forever.
Yeah. Did she poop herself?
I didn't look. I didn't look.
Does that happen?
I didn't look.
They all.
There's worse than happens than that, bro.
Anthony, they all poop themselves.
It's nearly 100% of the time.
Wow, that's something they don't show you in the rom-com.
Nope.
That is not.
There is a 0% chance that a woman hasn't sprayed diarrhea all over her doctor to the point where he had to leave and be replaced. There is 0% chance that hasn't happened. That has happened.
That's terrible. You think the real horror is going to be a little higher?
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with both my kids. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Wolf. Both my kids came via C-section. So that whole like once you see the baby emerge, like you never see it the same. That's not me. Like I haven't ever seen that. That's
surgical procedure.
Yeah, but surgical procedures rough too. Oh, and the whole pooping thing. If she did that, I wasn't there for it. What happened with me is they had me outside the door while they like cut her open, everything but deliver the baby. I walk in, and the room is overpowered by the smell of burning flesh. It's like, what the fuck have you guys been doing in here?
Cauterizing.
I would assume. Or that they do surgery by lightsaber. That was my first.
if they had played that fucking sound effect when you were outside to fuck, you'd have wondered. And then the doc pops the hood on his way out.
Oh Jesus! Crawls inside to keep warm.
But yeah, and then they pull the baby out of this hole in the stomach, and then they asked me to cut the tube, and I stole it.
Kai would do that for the discount.
I'm in there getting laughed.
How much you taking off for this, doc?
I fucking kited like a conehead.
Brought his own knife.
Yeah, he brought his own knife.
Hold on, doc.
Oh my god!
I'm not allowed to carry those felons.
So yeah, I was traumatized by the surgical procedure, but not the way most dads.
I don't think anyone. I don't know who invented or started that whole fucking thing, but I like the old school black and white TV version where the guy's pacing in the waiting room with a couple of friends. The nurse comes out and goes, "It's a boy! It's a boy!" And they hug each other, lights and guys, never having seen the nightmare
the hospital
that happens in there. Right.
We had one of those questions a couple of weeks ago, and same scenario, and the wife says, "Hey, I don't want you in here when we give birth. Just my mom and my sister. You have to wait outside." After like 4 hours, he ditched and went home.
Oh yeah.
He felt very upset to be excluded like that. He wanted to be part of it.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
I thought that was a dick move. I'd have waited.
I tell you one thing though, when you're in that maternity ward, the screams that you hear, it sounds like a horror movie.
I can't imagine.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine wanting
you
to
can
be
tell
in
who's
there.
a lock and load customer.
Well, I bribed the doctors to make sure the acid, what do you call it? He gives the epidural.
Epidural?
When you freeze them down below,
Yeah.
I made sure that that guy was on call and close at all times.
Oh, I thought you were going to
Because
try to get some off him too.
it wasn't that type of party.
Like,
You see the guy?
Give me
you
a
see
little.
the guy? You see the guy that brought a PlayStation to the hospital? He was playing Elden Ring.
No, but I like him.
Yeah, he's just there. You see him in the hospital room, and he's just playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
On in his wife's room. How fucking pissed! Like, you know, I guess the stereotype is any wife is gonna hate that the husband or boyfriend, whatever, is playing a video game while she's in agonizing
you
pain.
Reversed it. Can you pause that game? Because if you can,
it's not multiplayer.
Then I don't have a problem with it. What, you're supposed to be here? Like, if I'm the woman, I expect to be entertained the whole time. What is you supposed to put on a podcast?
You're
while
talking.
I sit there?
You're talking,
You know?
women.
Woody,
It's
this is the most
strange. They're strange birds.
It's the most important moment of your life. And you need something to kill time with.
It
takes a long time. I am holding
They
your
don't think that
firstborn
way.
son, and you need to kill some time.
Kyle, you better
I
have
got
some
an
stories
idea.
lined up for me.
I got an idea for how we'll be spending your time from now on. It'll be at your brother's house.
No, in my opinion, you know what? You want to be in charge of entertaining me? Look, I self-entertain by bringing a video game console. You should be thanking me.
This is not how you treat your wife.
No, it's not.
I was going to continue this silly argument, but I was like, no.
Ain't gonna work.
It's not working.
They do not like when, especially if they're in something.
If you could have your partner receive any superpower to use during sex, what would it be? Invisibility, right? Right?
No. Why the fuck would you want invisibility?
Invisibility.
I'm talking about how we fuck ugly people.
Your jizz is just floating over the bed.
Wow, that'd be fun.
That would be weird, huh? That'd be an odd thing. Cool.
I don't know. No gag reflex a superpower or
what superpower would you want? Oh, no gag reflex.
No, you'd want them to be able to morph into other people. Gag reflex.
I missed that. I missed that fucking Marvel
Justice League episode.
Girl with no gag reflex.
Look out! It's April. She's coming.
She can swallow anything.
You would want her to be able to like transform into anybody. You'd want to morph.
That's good. That fucking X-Files. X-Men. Chick, what's her name?
Or
Romaine.
Or the girl. There is a
Mystique.
Female character who can multiply herself in the Justice League.
Yeah. Also, that was my second pick. There's also like the girl in the what's the show me and you like, Woody? The Invincible. Fucking Invincible. You got that chick. Duplicate.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of actually. Yes.
Yeah. Then you could have like threesomes and fours.
Yeah, like three Kates bang you at once, and like
and she's into it. She does
because that did happen on the show.
Wow.
Yes,
that
happened on the show.
That's a good fucking show.
It has like if it didn't happen, the writers should be shot.
Yeah.
When you have an opportunity to make something like that happen, it's like, oh, of course they're gonna do that.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that show by any chance, Anthony?
I have not seen that one. No.
It's is right up brutal R-rated animated superhero show, and it's amazing.
If you just watch episode 1, and I guarantee you'll be like, what the fuck did I just watch? And where's the rest of it? Like
what is it on?
Good. It's Amazon.
Amazon.
Do not watch it with the kids.
Yeah. It's violent. It's very, very violent.
His youngest is 16. He could maybe.
I don't have any kids.
Oh, I mean, Wolf's youngest. He made a mistake.
Well, that's not to say there aren't any around.
Missy's playing video games right now. In the
yeah, like I imagine sitting cross-legged on the floor. I'm sure.
It's so
crisscross
applesauce.
They call it in her.
Yeah, crisscross applesauce.